हाउ टू टॉक एनीवन पढ़ने जा रहे हैं और साथ में पढ़ेंगे। और ये 92 लिटिल ट्रिक्स हैं फॉर बिग सक्सेस इन रिलेशनशिप। तो हम ये साथ में पढ़ेंगे। मैं बहुत सारी चीज़ें इसमें पहले ही पढ़ चुकी हूँ, जैसे द फ्लोटिंग स्माइल वगैरह, ये सब चीज़ें मैंने पढ़ ली है। और द स्टिकी आइज इसका चैप्टर नंबर 2 था। अब हम चैप्टर 3 के साथ साथ पढ़ते हैं, और मैं इसकी वीडियोस जो चैप्टर 1 और चैप्टर 2 की है वो मैं आपको वीडियो के थ्रू अपलोड कर दूँगी, आप देख लीजिएगा। बहुत ही अच्छी किताब है, क्योंकि हम सब चीज़ें सीख लेते हैं, सब चीज़ें, पढ़ाई लिखाई, उछलना कूदना, लेकिन किसी के साथ कैसे बिहेव करना है और कैसे बात करनी है ये बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट होता है, क्योंकि हमारा पढ़ाई लिखाई उसी पर निर्भर करती है। तो देखिए, मैंने भी ये बुक मंगाई है और हम साथ में ही पढ़ते हैं इस बुक को। चैप्टर 3 है एपॉक्सी आइज और ब्रिंग ऑन द बिग गन्स। आप भी ये बुक लेकर पढ़ सकते हैं और बहुत ही अच्छी बुक है ये। आप और भी बुक्स मैं आपको और भी रिकमेंड करूँगी कि मतलब कभी खाली टाइम पे या फिर किसी भी समय जब आपके पास फ्री टाइम हो, फ्री गैप हो, जैसे कि आप कुछ काम करते हैं, फ्री गैप हो किसी भी चीज़ में, आप इसको कर सकते हैं और साथ में पढ़ते हैं, देखते हैं क्या क्या होता है इसमें, क्या क्या चीज़ें बताई गई हैं। जिसको बुक पढ़ने का बहुत शौक़ है और एटिकेट्स बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है जिसकी लाइफ में, क्योंकि एटिकेट तो सीखना ही पड़ता है हर चीज़ के लिए। और नाउ वी हॉल इन द हेवी आई बेल। Now we haul in the heavy eye-bill artery, very sticky eyes or super glue eyes. Let's call them epoxy eyes. Big bosses up epoxy eyes to evaluate employees. Police investigate use epoxy eyes to intimidate suspect criminals. And clever girls use epoxy eyes to make women fall in love with them. If romance is goal, epoxy eyes is proven. The epoxy eyes technique take at last 3 people to pull off your target, and other people hear how it work. Usually when we're chatting with 2 or more people, you gaze at the person who is speak. However, the epoxy eyes technique suggests you concentrate on the listener, your target, rather than speaker. Thus, this silently discount target, and she silently asks, why is the person looking at me instead of the speaker? Target sense you are extremely interested in his or her reaction. This can be beneficial in certain business situations when it is appropriate that you judge the listener. Human resource professionals often use epoxy eyes not such as technique, but because they are seriously interested in the perspective. Employee reaction to certain ideas being presented. Loyal bosses, police investigator, psychologist, and other who must examine subject reaction. Also epoxy eyes for analytical purpose. When you use epoxy eyes, it send its signal of interest blended. It complete confident in yourself. But because epoxy eyes put you in position of evaluating or judging someone else, you must be careful. You must be careful. Don't overdo it. You would come across as arrogant as brazen. Epoxy eyes technique 3 है इसकी. The brazen technique. The brazen technique pack of powerful bunch. Watch your target person even when someone else is talking. No matter who is speaking, keep looking at the man or woman you want to impact. Someone using full epoxy eyes is too potent. So here is a gentle your effective form. Watch the speaker, but let your gaze bounce to the target each time the speaker finish a point. This is why Mr. and Miss Target still feel you target by his or her reaction, yet there is a relief from the density. When love is in your mind, on your mind. If romance on the horizon, epoxy eyes transmitted you another message. It say, I cannot take any eyes off you, or I only have eyes for you in artist, or dubbed eyes, the initial organ of romance, because the study show instance you connect plays inward with our heartbeat. It also releases a drug-like substance into the nervous system called serotonin. Since this is the hormone detected in a human body during erotic excitement, intense eyes contact can be turned on. Men epoxy eye is extremely effective on women if they find you attractive. The lady interrupts her nervous reaction to your untoward. देखिए साथ साथ पढ़ते पढ़ते एक चैप्टर ही ख़त्म हो गया है. Gaze and building in fluctuation. If she does not like you, however, your epoxy eyes are downright obnoxious. Never use epoxy eyes on stranger in public setting, or you could get arrested. Do you remember the lyrics to the old strains? The minute you walk in the joint, I could see you were a man of destination, a real big spender. Good looking of refund. Say, would you like to know what's going on in your mind? In the goal of the first section, in not to make you look like real big spender, rather it is give you the capture of the real big somebody. The moment people lay eyes on you, they get. And we now explore the most important technique to make you look like a very important person. इसी का 4th चैप्टर है Hang by your teeth. The minute you walk in the joint, I knew you were real big winner. When the doctor smacks your knee with a nasty little hammer to foot jerk forward, Thus, the phase knee jerk reaction. Your body has another incentive reaction. When a big jolt of happiness hits your heart and feel like a winner, your head jerk up automatically and you throw the shoulder back and smile frame your lips and softness of your eyes. This is look winner have constantly. They stand with assurance they move with confidence. The smile softly when pride to doubt about it. Good posture symbolize you a man or woman who is used to being a top. Obviously, millions of mothers strictly the knuckles between their kids' shoulder, shoulder blades, and trillions of teachers telling students stand up straight has done has not done the trick. We are national of slouchers. We need a technique more stringent than teachers, more precise than parents to make us stand like a somebody. In one profession, perfect posture, perfect equilibrium, perfect balance is not only desire, it's matter of life and death. One false move of slump of shoulder, one hangdog look and man curtain for a high wire acrobat. I will never forget the first time Mama took me the circus when the seven men in a woman raced into the center ring. Crowd rose as through they were all joined at the hips. They they cheered with the then. Mama pressured the lips against my ear and reverently whispered, whispered are the great wilderness, the only trap in the world in perform the seven-person pyramid without a net. In an instant of crowd, become hushed, not cuff or a coke. Shrub was heard in a Carl and Herman. Weldon shouted and majestically arranged into the position of the human pyramid. They had balanced preciously and then thin wire, hundreds of feet above the hard dirt with no net between them and sudden death. The vision was unforgettable to me. Equally forgettable was beauty and grace of the seven wilderness racing into the center of the big top to take their bows, each perfectly aligned, head high, shoulder back, standing to tall. It still don't seem like 2 feet were touching the ground. Every muscles in the body define pride winner who here is a visualization technique to get body look at the winner who is the habit of feeling that pride success and joy of being alive. तो बाकी का ये जो योर पोस्चर इज द बिगेस्ट सक्सेस व्हाट बैरोमीटर है, ये हम थोड़ा सा बाद में पढ़ेंगे. तो ये आप बुक लेना चाहें तो ले सकते हैं, ये ऑनलाइन भी अमेज़ॉन में आपको इजीली मिल जाएगी, तो आप इसको ले सकते हैं. बाय बाय. अगले हम शाम को या दिन में लाइव आएंगे तो